All right, so when you're coming back, the first thing I'd like you to try to improve, okay, is just the initial takeaway. When you come back, watch how you start. Right, your left knee kind of like dips down towards the ball, and your head also loses its height. Watch how your head dips down, and there's not much of a shift towards your left side. There's more of just a dip of your lower body. Watch when he shifts here, how he goes really off of his left foot and then into his right, and he loads up and he stays a little more level with his legs. Right, you kind of just squat down to start, as opposed to shifting to the right and then staying more level. Okay. Now up to the top, not too bad. But again, when we're looking from the face on, we're looking more about the body movement stuff. Okay. Right, and now on the way down, let me just go back to setup and just put a couple initial lines here. Right, so watch see how the knees just dip, and then on the way down, right, I like the initial shift here. Okay, I think that's fine. Right, you'll see similar to that as well. Notice how everything with you is a little bit ahead of it. If we look at that line, see how your back goes with it, right? Instead of just kind of going with your hips, see how much all of your body's out ahead of that line. And I think that's what causes some of the late releasing from, right, where you kind of have a lot of lag coming down, but then there's a really late release. We've got to try to separate the lower from the upper a little bit better. And then after you do that, try to rotate quicker, right? So you're pretty lateral with both your upper and your lower, and a lot of lag. But then at the end, you definitely release it. And there's not much rotation here. So you end up bottoming the club out behind it. Definitely on your front side, but watch as he comes down. Right, there, after he shifts forward and he separates the lower from the upper, there's going to be a lot more rotation here. See how his left leg kind of straightens out back behind him, right, to help give him some of that rotation. When you're coming down, it's just pretty lateral here with the whole body. I think that causes some of that early release for sure. All right, so again, just like we talked about from the face on, when you come back, all right, watch how that left knee kind of dips out towards the ball quite a bit, and that head level drops, right? So definitely something I want to get a little bit better. At this point here, kind of a nitpick, but I'd prefer to see that right elbow just a little bit more in front and that butt of the club a little bit more at the ground. It's not too bad, but it's just pointed a little bit outside the ball. Not the end of the world, but if we could get that a little more upright there, that would be great. Right, not in too bad a position at the top. I'd like to see you a little bit more on your trail side here, instead of so far forward. But the biggest issue is, right, when you come down, we'll see that club, here's where the lag is, and it comes down really behind you here, and you're kind of stuck. What we've got to do is get that shaft a little bit more out in front of you. Right? See how the hands come down? Like, don't get me wrong, they're coming down and out, but they're moving a little bit more out, whereas yours kind of just pull down behind, right? And there's no rotation of the hips. It looks like you do a pretty good job of kind of pushing your left leg back, but we've got to get those hips to rotate more open. Okay. Yeah, you're definitely pushing hard with your lead leg and pushing back, but we got to get that left leg. I'd like it to go more externally. Watch how his left knee, right, kind of turns out of the way. We've got to get more of that feel, where we can rotate and get that club more in front of us, right, instead of so low to the ground at this point. Right, see at this position here, right, see how that club's more out in front of his hands, right, where your club's stuck back there. right? When you're so laterally ahead of the ball and your club is stuck back there, it's really hard to get the low point in front. So you have like kind of an early release, and yet at the same time we're not open with our hips or open with our chest, really anything. So we definitely want the feeling of, hey, more open with the hips, open with the chest, and we really want to rip it and feel like we're swinging to the left on the way down. Okay, so take a look here at impact, right? See how we can see his left butt cheek? We can't see really anything there, right? So a great feeling is that you're going to hit it with your hands left. See how the hands are like low left? Like hit it with the handle more left. Your hand path is still moving very out to the right, okay? Hey man, I've got some really good stuff for you to go over. I hope you viewed the face on, the down the target line. Just drop any questions in the comments you may have. But a few things we're struggling with. I definitely think the downswing is the most important, but there's some stuff I think we need to get on the backswing first to make everything work in order. First being is that as we come back, right, I'd like to get our legs to work correctly. Right now, you kind of lose height in your knees, and you actually see that those knees bending and that head dipping down, right, towards the golf ball. What I'd like for us to feel in the backswing, okay, so we're going to go to setup. You put your arms across your chest, okay, we're at 50-50, okay. There's actually a little bit of push off the front side, okay, so I push off my front side into my trail. Okay, then from here, what I'm going to have you try to feel is that these legs stay very tall and level, almost as if my knee is working up and this way to the left. I'm left-handed, but you'll figure it out. Okay, so I shift, turn, right, and I'm very level here with my legs. We don't see that kind of dip down towards the ball. Okay, we'll also see that pressure shifts to the trail side. And as that club gets just past my feet, as we get to the halfway back position, right? Really more halfway to halfway back, we're starting to turn from there, okay, and stay very level, right? So that would be my first thing as far as the backswing goes. On the downswing, I'd say that's the most important, right? When you come down, I don't have a lot of space in here, but when you come down, right, you do a great job of shifting forward, but we see too much of it. We see your upper body and your lower body kind of going together, and that's going to cause that late or just that early release at the bottom, right? So it's tough for us to bottom out the club, okay, in the right spot. What we'd rather see is that as you come down, right, your upper body stays back just a little while we go forward. So we shift pressure forward, and then from here, really what we're going to try to feel is our lead knee go more external, hips open, chest open. Okay, so from the face on, or down target line I should say, it's going to be more of a feel of turn, right, as we go forward. Now from here, we're going to just try to rip everything open as soon as possible. So as that club comes down, we're trying to rip the hips open, the chest open, right, and at impact, we want to feel as though that the handle for you is swinging way back to the left, okay? For you, right, as a right-handed golfer, right, the handle's still going this way. There's no rotation. So the sooner we can feel that rotation on the downswing, the better, okay? As for the club, when you're coming down, that club tends to kind of pull down, and as you get into the ball, close to impact, that head's really low to the ground. And we have no rotation of the hips, right? So what happens is, and because your body's out ahead of the ball, there's a lot of early release, and hence the crappy contact, okay? So, moral of the story is here, we're gonna get to the top with a better position, better leg work. Coming down, we're gonna try to separate hips from upper really quick, and then sooner we can rotate, the better. You'll see that this elbow kind of stays out in front and the club stays a little bit more out in front of my body. Okay? So again, more rotation the better. I know that's a lot to try to put together, but yeah, work on it. follow up, and we'll be in touch. Again, put any comments or questions you have below. Thanks.